At Al Udeid Air Base, the largest American air base in the Middle East, full combat readiness is now in effect. The tempo has shifted. The buildup is no longer quiet. Aircraft continue to arrive one after another, carrying elements of the 82nd Airborne Division Rapid Deployment Brigade. As soon as they land, troops move out toward the perimeter, establishing positions in the open desert just beyond the main base. They are not settling in. They are waiting. These forces remain in a holding posture, on standby, ready to move the moment orders are given. Their objective, if activated, is Kharg Island, Iran's primary oil export hub in the Persian Gulf. Away from the main runway, improvised desert airstrips are active. Fuel trucks line the taxiways in tight formation. Helicopters cycle through constantly. One lands, engines still turning. Ground crews move in immediately. Fuel lines are connected within seconds. Pumps engage. There is no delay. As soon as the tanks are topped off, the helicopter lifts again, either returning to pick up more troops or heading back into the airspace to resume patrol, scanning for Iranian drone activity. The rotation never stops. At the same time, thousands of miles away at Fort Bragg, the second wave is already in motion. Cargo aircraft are being loaded with precision. Inside the bays of C-17 transport planes, heavy armor is rolled forward one vehicle at a time. M1 Abrams tanks climb slowly up the ramps, their massive frames barely clearing the cargo hold. Behind them follow fuel tankers, recovery vehicles, armored carriers, and HIMARS launchers. Every piece has a place. Every movement is controlled. Once inside, the vehicles are locked down using heavy steel chains. Each chain is anchored to the aircraft floor and tightened against the vehicle frame using turnbuckles. Multiple chains secure every angle, front, rear, and sides. Nothing is left to chance. During the 14-hour flight across the Atlantic, even a slight shift in weight could damage the aircraft or destroy the cargo. Loadmasters move across the bay, checking every connection by hand before the ramp seals shut. Then the engines power up and the aircraft taxis, accelerates, and lifts, heavy, fully loaded, and committed eastbound. Hours later, they arrive in Qatar. The moment the aircraft touches down, the process reverses. Ramps drop, engines idle, and offloading begins immediately. HIMARS units roll out first. Without pause, they move directly toward pre-assigned firing positions along the base perimeter and coastal approaches. From there, they can cover incoming threats, and if ordered, strike targets across the water on Kharg Island. Armored vehicles follow, spreading out to reinforce defensive lines, at entry gates, along fencing, near command structures, and around supply depots. Fuel tankers break off toward the outer desert strips, preparing to support continuous air operations. Everything is distributed with purpose. Outside the base, earlier arrived troops begin converting open ground into a functional encampment. Tents go up in rows across the sand. Stakes are driven deep to hold against the desert wind. Inside, sleeping gear is laid out with precision. Equipment is stacked and organized. Then comes the briefing. Units assemble quickly. An officer outlines the sequence, what happens when the alert is triggered, where each squad moves, which vehicles they mount, and how deployment unfolds from first signal to full engagement. No repetition, no confusion. Afterward, weapons preparation begins. Crates are opened. Ammunition belts are pulled out and checked round by round. Each link is inspected for damage or corrosion. Machine gun teams load belts into M240 and M2 Browning systems mounted on vehicles. Actions are cycled, feed systems tested, weapons locked into position. Rifle squads run through their checks, magazines loaded, gear secured, weapons ready. Anti-armor teams unpack FGM-148 Javelin systems, verifying targeting optics and thermal imaging. The transformation is complete. What was a staging ground is now a combat-ready position. Back on the airfield, V-22 Osprey units are being prepared. Maintenance crews move across the aircraft, checking engines, hydraulics, and control systems. Internal bays are configured for rapid troop insertion. If the order is issued, these aircraft will carry paratroopers directly across the Persian Gulf and onto Kharg Island. Everything is in place. Above the base, airspace remains under constant surveillance. Helicopters and fighter jets maintain continuous patrol patterns, monitoring for incoming threats. particularly Iranian reconnaissance drones or armed loitering munitions. Any target identified is engaged immediately. On the main runway, refueling operations continue without interruption. F-15 Eagle, F-16 Fighting Falcon, and F-35 Lightning II rotate through in a constant cycle. Land, refuel, relaunch, no downtime. Offshore, naval aviation supports the buildup. MH-60 Seahawk and CH-53E Super Stallion units shuttle continuously between carriers and the base. Each flight delivers more Marines, fully equipped and combat-ready. They disembark, move inland, and integrate into the expanding force. The helicopters refuel, lift again, and return to sea for the next wave. The pattern repeats. The buildup continues. More troops, more equipment, more firepower arriving with every passing hour. Everything is ready. They are not moving yet. They are waiting for the command. Thanks for watching. This is Global Decode 13, where we break down global power, strategy, and geopolitics in simple terms. No noise, no hype, just clear understanding. If you want to see what's really happening beneath the headlines, make sure you're here for the next Decode. I'll see you in the next one.